everybody, Bernie here. Thanks for tuning in again. We're out here at Glenorchy, and I found a little track that I've driven past quite a few times, and it seems to have some lakes and a bit of a lagoon happening, so I'm hoping that it might be a great spot to try some wildlife photography. And the frustrating thing is, last week we were focusing on some landscape type photography, and the sky never really kicked off. And this morning it's as red as red, and I'm starting to think I probably should have done wildlife last weekend and landscape this weekend, but that's okay. We'll just see how we go. Hopefully that means it's going to be some epic light this morning, and the rain doesn't come in too quickly. So yeah, we'll make our way in and hopefully we find something to shoot. So let's see how we go. So at the moment I can only see two swans and a couple of little birds flying around. So every time I've driven past there's been a million birds in here, but I reckon because of the weather seems to be coming in, which I hope we don't get stuck in, yeah, it seems like it might not be the best day for it. But you can see, you might not be able to see it on here, but there's a swan there and one further in the distance just in here. So we'll keep kind of moving around here and see if we can get a little bit closer, because even with the 150 to 600, I don't know if it's going to be long enough to get anything notable. So we'll keep making our way around. We'll keep an eye on the weather, because I feel like that's going to start rolling in. I don't really want to get stuck in the rain. And yeah, just try and, you know, keep the sandflies at bay, because there's a heap of them, and see how we go. Alrighty, I've managed to find a spot where I can just see a swan through the trees. So we're going to grab the 150-600 and the XH2S. It's quite dark, so f8 is going to be a struggle, but we're going to need that reach, so we'll be shooting at 600mm. It's not been a bad morning so far. We've got a few images of swans and whatnot and some decent video footage. Yeah, absolutely love this combo, XH2S, 150-600, but it's super cloudy today. This area is just known for just rain, cloud cover, dramatic weather. So early in the morning, when you're trying to get those shots when the birds are quite active, I'm shooting this, you know, at 600mm, because I can't get any closer to the water, because we've got the boardwalk and you've got to respect, you know, the environment. But at f8, it does struggle unless you want to boost it right up to, you know, 8,000 plus ISO, which, you know, I don't always want to do. You know, Lightroom and Topaz and things are great at recovering the noise now, but you still don't want to have to push it that far. So yeah, that's still in the back of my mind, especially after shooting with the Z8 and the Canon R5, is just lens selection. If there was a faster, longer prime for this, like a 400, even a 400 f4, 600 5.6, something like that, I'd be a very, very happy man. But there's not. So I'm trying to work out what I'm going to do. The 200 f2 is a fantastic lens. 1.4 gets you to a 400 equivalent. but after shooting with a 600 crop sensor, which is a 900, makes it hard to go back. So I'm thinking about adapting lenses or a potential shift, but I don't really want to have to do that because it's a costly exercise, it's frustrating, it's relearning a system, but you know, you've got to get the results that you want to get. Yeah, it is what it is, but we're going to still work this. We're getting good results anyway. It's not that bad. It's just a thought I'm kind of having after using those other systems. I'm not saying they're better. This is a great system for what it is. It's super light, easy to take around, especially, like I said, love this grip on it now. But it's just in the back of my mind. Whether I do anything or not is another question. But let's keep going and see what else we can find before the rain starts coming in. As you can see, things are looking up. The weather has started to play ball. I think the rain's still coming, but maybe a bit later. And we've got some beautiful colour there on the hills, and that just means that we're getting more light into the valley, which means hopefully we can lower that ISO, increase the shutter speed, and get some nice shots. So yeah, just trying to find my next target. And I'm just loving this spot. I'm glad I came out here this morning, even though I haven't got any ripper shots. It's just such a beautiful place to shoot. Like, the mountains are just gorgeous. As the light kind of streams in here, there's plenty of wildlife. It's just trying to find, you know, the right vantage point. And I'll use today as a bit of a recce, because I reckon when I come back, if I have a couple of spots, I can just sit there and wait. Whereas today I'm moving around a bit too much, which is probably disturbing the birds, which is probably meaning I'm not getting as many keepers as I would like. There's a little spot as you walk back in that I found last week, and I took a couple of shots with the Nikon that I can show now, the Z8 with the 100 to 400, and there was a whole lot of fantails there and a few other birds, so might head back there because it's not too far from the car park. And at least then, when the rain does finally smash in, it's not going to be such a disaster to get back. And as we walk back, I thought I'd mention, I don't know if you've seen this backpack that I've been sporting the last couple of weeks. So it's a Fujifilm X-H2s 35 litre. So I still have the Peak design. Love that bag. And it's built really for the purpose of photography, and you've got all the accessories to go in it. But with some of the heavier gear I'm carrying and some of the longer distances that I'm hiking, this pack, as you can see, it's got way better hip supports, kind of a lot more customizable in the back, so you can really make it fit you and your needs. So it's yeah, really enjoying it. I've got the Peak Design cube inside. I'll show that in a sec, which means I can pack all my gear, keep it safe, but I'm getting the added benefit of support for some of these longer hikes. So I'm not coming home and having a sore lower back, which is really nice. So yeah, just thought I'd mention it. I'll kind of keep in the loop as to how it's going and how it fares against the Peak Design. I'll still keep the Peak Design for shorter trips, but when yeah, on a wee hike, it just means that, you know, yeah, you don't feel like you're carrying the full extent of the weight that you are, which is great. So this is about the spot I was last week. Whoa, windy, and we were inundated with fantails. So I'm hoping that I don't know, we just hang around here for a little bit, and we might start to see them. We're on. There's some fantails here, and they're coming quite close. So we'll just kind of tease them in a little bit more, and hopefully they get close enough for us to get some perfect shots. There we go. sorry when they kind of come at you like that. Unfortunately, you can't record the whole thing, but hopefully you got a bit of footage there and a few nice images. And yeah, like the XH2S and the 150-600 performs extremely well, especially when you get that little bit of light that comes through, kind of mid-morning or early morning light if you're on a bay or a beach. But when it's on, and it works extremely well. So it'd be interesting to compare some of the Z8 images with the 100-400 with the 150-600 shortly. But if I did go with, say, a Z8 or a Canon R5, I would be looking for something with at least a 600mm reach. So I wouldn't go the 100-400 anyway. It'd be probably the 180-600 or a 600 f4 or something like that. I think we might call it a day. So look, thank you again. Again, if you did enjoy the video, please like and subscribe. It's the best way to support this channel and to keep me doing these videos every week. I really appreciate it, filled with gratitude. And I will see you next Thursday for Quick Thought Thursday, and then again on Saturday for another landscape or wildlife video. So thank you again. We'll see you next week. Get out there and go shoot some. Cheers.